Chairman of Committee on Local Government. He's sponsoring the controversial Bangsamoro Basic Law. He's also the Chairman of Committee on Public Works. And at the same time, he is one of the vice presidential candidates for 2016 election. Let us all welcome Senator Bongbong Marcos. Hi, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for inviting me once again to the Kapihan.
Sir, first question. Is Santiago Marcos tandem official already, or you're still looking forward for Duterte Marcos tandem?
No. It's been official for quite a long time already, since the very start, when Senator Miriam declared her candidacy. So, as the campaign period approaches, we are working out all the I guess nuts and bolts details na kami ngayon. So that's where we're at now.
So when we're gonna see the two of you together, and hindi po nyo ba itataas ang kamay ng isa't isa?
Yun na nga, yun ang mga pinaplano ngayon namin. Kung ano yung mga events na pupuntahan namin, kung ano yung sabay, ano yung walay. Yun na, that's what I'm saying, that yun ang ibig ko sabihin pag sinabi kong nuts and bolts, yung talagang scheduling na. Again, all the other details that come with with this kind of arrangement that what Senator Miriam has quite accurately described as a loose coalition.
So ano ho yung, you're still meeting with Mr. Jun Santiago to finalize the details?
Yes, with him and with some of the other staff members of Senator Miriam. Of course, we are in constant communication about all of this. So, but again, wala namang problema. It's just a question of ironing out details.
Pero sir, initially, ano yung arrangement? You will campaign together or separately?
Both. We will do both. Because again, to cover greater ground, pwede maghiwalay, but there are certain events that we feel it would be best for us to be together. We will do that. So that's where we are tending to right now. You know, doon na pupunta ang usapan.
Pero may mga initial schedule na po ba na pwede na kayong masabi sa amin na dito magkasama kami and then...
We are doing it now. Yun ang ginagawa namin yan. Meron kaming listahan na yung halimbawa natanggap ko na kung ano yung mga natanggap na niya. Tapos tinitignan namin kung saan yung tumutugma. That's precisely what we are doing with the members of her staff and with Secretary Jun.
Sir, do you have senatorial lineup?
We're getting there. Malapit na. We are trying to decide how to handle it. The usual system is that pinaghahatian. Pero I'm saying, baka siguro mas maganda kung pag-agrihan na lang natin yung lahat ng ating senatorial lineup. So, mukha namang there aren't very many great differences. It's just, I guess, the approach on how do we want to run the campaign and what do we want to highlight. So, nandun na tayo ngayon is in terms of platform, which is a little bit more important than the other details that we have to discuss, which is like basically parang halos logistics na yun eh. But again, exactly how to run the campaign is the critical question.
Sir, yung target nyo, 12 slot?
Yes.
Pupunin nyo yung 12 senatorial?
I think so.
Initially, sino yung nasa listahan, sir?
Well, so far, ang na-announce ko na is Congressman Martin Romualdez, Vice Mayor Isko Moreno. I have proposed that Manny Pacquiao join us. We have proposed many other people, but yun na nga, yung siyempre meron din gusto si Senator Miriam, meron din akong gusto. That's why we have to discuss it. I think that it would be better for us if we agree on the 12 rather than paghahatiin yung anim-anim. Para naman lahat ng aming kasama ay pinili naming dalawa.
Okay, John.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
So, what are the advocacies that you and Senator Miriam will be strongly pushing for? Lalo na it came as a bit of a surprise to you, naging team up.
Um, it was not to me. It was not a surprise to me. I thought, yeah, in terms of, it's essentially we are basing it on our advocacies, our ideologies. That is why that it did not come as a surprise to me because we it turns out we believe in many of the same things. Good governance, of course, is at the top of the list, and then the specific. We would like to be specific about the our view on the present state of the country, what problems we are facing, and how those problems may be solved, and what will be the approach, what are the guiding principles beyond that Senator Miriam's administration, her government would be encouraging. So those are the kinds of policies that we see are necessary dahil nga sa mga problemang hinaharap ng Pilipinas ngayon.
So meron na ba kayong slogan like may iba't iba't tuwid na daan, iba galing at puso? So sa inyo ni Senator Miriam, ano po?
Wala pa naman. Pero baka mapupunta sa high blood dahil pareho kami ni Senator Miriam, pareho kaming may high blood pagka meron kaming nakikita mga mahina at saka tatanga-tanga sa gobyerno. So that's one thing we have in common. So maybe that will be our slogan.
High blood. Okay, Tia. Tia.
High blood sa mahina.
Tia Grappler.
Good morning. Well, that's up to her. There's no regulation, there's no rule, there's no law that says that she has to. She has chosen to I think follow the procedure for acquiring that kind of information. And again, as far as I'm concerned, basta sinabi ni Senator Miriam, ready siya, kaya niyang mangampanya, kaya niyang tumakbo, then I take her word for it. She's the one, siyang nakakaalam kung ano ba talaga ang kanyang nararamdaman, kung ano ba niya, ano yung talagang kanyang kaya. So I take her word for it, and I don't think she would have embarked upon this knowing what the presidential campaign is like and what the demands are upon her. Hindi naman niya siguro papasukan ito na hindi niya, na alam niyang hindi niya kaya. I'm sure that it's quite the opposite. Papasukan niya dahil alam niyang kaya niya.
Okay, follow up. And then Neil Kirigunan.
Was it? I'm sorry, was it?
Your partnership with Senator Miriam, when did it take? When was the timeline? Did it happen before you visited Mayor Duterte in Davao or after?
Well, after no, this was something that we had been talking about casually, informally rather, not casually, informally, and since around that same time, approaching filing, and she finalized because she had not finalized her own plans until maybe the week before filing. And the week before filing, she said she made it known. She told me that she is planning to run, and she would like for me to run as her vice president. So that's when the decision was actually finally made.
Okay, Neil Key of PCRH.
Ano kung mo na yung senatorial candidates mo, si Senator Miriam Montero na yung amin naman para pumpusok ng senatorial?
The name of Toots Ople has come up. The name of there are several others. I don't want to speak out of turn dahil hindi pa areglado eh. So we have give those are the names. The ones that I have mentioned are the names that we have more or less agreed upon already. There are others still. May mga anim pa na hindi ko pa nababanggit dahil hindi pa nakatiyak, hindi pa natitiyak. We haven't agreed. Not that we are disagreeing, it's just that hindi namin na-finalize pa.
Pero among all the vice presidential candidates, who do you think is your worthy of the
I think they all are. I know them all. They are all good politicians. They are all. They all have records to show for themselves. So, there they are all worthy opponents, and we will approach it in that way. I don't think to try and grade one as being more formidable than another is a useful exercise.
Sir, once you get elected, may plano na ba kayo sa first 100 days niyo?
Nagkakaroon na tayo ng plano dahil nakikita natin kung ano ang mga pwedeng pagandahin pa sa ating sa patakbo ng ating pamahalaan, saan yung mga areas, at nakikita natin ang mga problema na laging inaalala ay pinag-aabalahan ng ating mga kababayan ay yung presyo ng gamit na bilihin, ang droga na nagkakalat sa hindi lamang sa mga syudad kung hindi pati na sa rural areas, ang criminality, kasama na rin siguro yan, peace and order, all of these, yung kakulangan sa trabaho. We just received a statistic na mas dumami ang sa survey, mas dumami ang nagsasabing gutom sila, that are still in hunger. So lahat yan ay kailangan tugunan at bigyan ng solusyon. And ito yung aming mga magiging solusyon ay hindi naman magiging panibagong batas o panibagong pulisiya kung hindi pagandahin lang kung ano yung nandyan na. For example, job creation ay dapat natin gawin natin ng gobyerno ang tumutulong sa private sector na tinetraining ang ating mga manggagawa. Halimbawa sa labor sector, more protections for our workers na wala na yung tinatawag na yung endo contract o yung 555. In terms of the problems that Manila is facing, traffic, MRT, ngayon ito na naman sa NAIA. Itong mga problema ito, hindi dapat nangyayari ito sa pangkaraniwan na patakbo ng pamahalaan. This should not require any special measures to fix. All we have to do is to make the system more efficient. Maybe find better people who have more experience in the jobs that they have been given.
Sir, if you are president, isibakin ba silang rally?
So,
If it was up to-
about Tanibala na.
If it was up to me, he would never have gotten that job. Kasi bakit mo nga ilalagay ang isang tao dyan sa trabahong yan? Wala naman siyang karanasan dyan eh. Hindi naman niya alam ang trabaho. Maliwanag, hindi niya alam ng trabaho dahil nangyayari ito. Kaya pinababayaan niyang mangyari ito.
Pero ang sinabi niya, sir, he can do his job but he cannot accountability.
How is that possible? Ikaw ang namamahala sa isang lugar. Pagka sa isang organisasyon, pagka nagkagulo-gulo yung organisasyon na yun, pagka may ginagawa ang tao sa organisasyon yun na pinamumunuhan mo, paano mo hindi sasabihin hindi ka accountable? Ikaw ang may responsibilidad para patakbuhin ng maganda yun. So, he's not accountable na binibiktima ang ating mga OFW. He should be fired immediately. He's clearly incompetent. He should never have been put in that job in the first place.
Sir, kinonfirm na ng NBI na sindikato sa NAIA.
Hindi daw eh. Sabi ni Secretary Abaya, wala daw sindikato eh. Ano ba talagang nangyayari? Hindi ko maintindihan kung bakit ang initial reaction ng pamahalaan ay sabihin ang problema nasa OFW dahil hindi linalak yung mga bag nila. The problem is not in the OFW. The problem is in the organization that allows the tanimbala to carry on and on, even when it is reported in the press. Talk about impunity. Sa akin, hindi sila natatakot na sila'y huhulihin. Ay, oo nga naman. Wala naman. Dahil ang mga statement ng pamahalaan, walang pagkakamali. Ang mga nasa NAIA, ang pagkakamali kung sino-sino. Walang sindikato, wala silang ginagawang mali, walang natatanggal sa trabaho, walang naimbestigahan. So of course they behave with impunity. What do you expect?
But Pinoy is defending Honrado, sir.
Precisely. How can you possibly defend somebody who has allowed this kind of victimization of our OFWs to carry on in the face of public scrutiny, in the face of exposure and scandal, in the face of clear violations of trust and the law? Pinagtatanggol pa rin.
So, di ba one of your target is to become DOTC Secretary in case na ma-elect kayo as Vice President. So, Paano nyo i-address itong ganitong problema kung kayo ang DOT?
Kagaya ng sabi ko, mamili tayo ng mga tao maliwanag na may kaalaman diyan sa kanilang magiging trabaho. You cannot ask a somebody to very specialized yung mga trabaho na yan eh. Yung pagpatakbo ng isang airport, lalo na your the main gateway into the Philippines. Dapat talagang nakakaintindi sila kung ano yung mga issue sa pagpatakbo na yan. And it should this kind of it's just incompetence. Wala na tayong ibang masabi. Hindi nila alam ang kanilang ginagawa. Bakit sila linagay dyan? And I guess the first thing that's why the next administration will have to address these problems. And I think yung punot dulo niyan ay kung maglalagay ka ng tao sa isang posisyon, dapat meron kang kumpiyansa na kaya niya yung trabaho yun. Hindi mo linagay yun bilang political favor dahil kaibigan mo. Hindi mo ilalagay yan dahil may utang na loob ka sa kanya. Bayaran mo yung utang na loob mo sa ibang bagay, huwag mo isakripisyo yung taong bayan.
Sir, one of the victims is from Lawak. She's an Ilocana.
She's actually from Paway.
Paway.
She's from Paway. And she's back in Ilocos Norte now, humihingi nga ng tulong. That's why I have already made contact with the Chinese ambassador, and I will be speaking to him today to ask for his assistance na hindi naman siguro mawalan ng trabaho. Tinitignan ko kung maaari kong kausapin, matawagan sa telepono yung kanyang amo sa Hong Kong. Pero mukhang hindi yata marunong mag-English. So baka ang makikipag-usap ako at makikiusap ako, baka yung sa association ni Mang Gloria, Manang Gloria, her name is Gloria. Para makatulong naman, at least magkaroon siya na maintindihan ng amo niya na hindi niya kasalanan ito. She's the victim in all of this, and sana mapagbigyan naman siya na kahit na hindi siya nakarating sa schedule niya ng oras o na araw, hindi naman mawala yung trabaho niya. Yun ang kanyang inaalala sa lahat.
Okay, before Jojo, so may balita nga, ang OWA wala man lang effort na tulungan itong si Nanay Gloria, considering na documented OFW naman ito.
Wala tayong naririnig sa OWA. Wala tayong naririnig sa any of the government agencies. Yun na nga sinasabi, sinisisi nga yung ang kanilang dinadahilan amulet daw, anting-anting ito. Hindi nang palagay ko. Yung NBI sinasabi, hindi daw ganun At sinasabi, basta ang reaksyon ng gobyerno mali. Hindi ko maintindihan bakit imbis na gusto nilang ayusin yung problema, gusto nilang pagtakpan ng problema. Yun ang problema na nakikita ko.
Okay, Jojo.
Sir, you said earlier, naglagay yung Pangulo ng walang alam. Yung head ng isang agency na walang alam. Doon sa klase ng Pangulo, what to be blamed, yung Pangulo yung may kasalanan.
Hindi, kung sino may kasalanan, yung talagang naglagay ng bala ron, kung sino man yun. Pero, there's such a thing called command responsibility. Bakit mo pinabayaan na nangyari yan? Hindi naman ito bago Ilang taon na nangyayari ito At marami lang tayong report na nakikita. There are so many, some are just stories, may kwento na sila, may nangyari sa kanila. I mean, all of us, I think, can find at least one person na merong nagkaroon ng ganyang klaseng experience. Now, how is that allowed to happen? Hindi ba? If I cannot believe na hindi nila maimbestigan kung isang trabahador sa airport, tanungin ko, kausapin ko ng kalahating oras, malalaman na natin lahat ng detalyeng yan. Hindi nila kayang gawin yun. Hindi ko naiintindihan yun. Hindi ako makapaniwala.
Okay, Jojo, and then Ninia o PDI.
Sir, may conspiracy ba? Kasi babaksak dito sa Pangulo yung pamayanan, naglagay siya ng tao, walang alam.
I don't know if there's a conspiracy, but there's certainly a cover-up.
Okay, Ninia.
My question was Secretary Maron saying that there's a conspiracy possibly.
And the palace said the exact opposite. The palace contradicted him and said that they do not believe. So, again, you can see that hindi maayos ang patakbo, hindi maayos ang investigasyon, hindi maayos ang pag-ayos ng problema. Covering their behinds, they are not trying to solve the problem.
Person Secretary Abaya is saying na they are just implementing the law and then kung daw gusto ng mga lawmakers, i-amend yung batas. Kung parang gano'n.
The law does not allow his people to plant bullets into OFW's luggage. It has nothing to do with the law. It is to do with the miscreants in their organization who continue to do this to victimize our OFWs. The law is fine. It is the individuals who are breaking the law that are the problem. So again, bakit kung saan tinuturo yung problema? Maliwanag ang problema. Meron kayong mga corrupt na opisyal na nandyan sa NAIA na ginagawa ito, naglalagay ng bala sa bagahe ng ating mga OFW para kaltasan sila ng pera. Paano magiging problema yung batas? Ang problema yung mga taong gumagawa nun at ang problema ang management na pumapayag na gawin nila yun.
Okay, yes, Tom.
Pero sabi niyo kanina walang conspiracy. Pero may cover up.
Ay hindi, sabi ko hindi ko alam kung anong conspiracy. Walang nag-iimbestiga eh. Walang nag-iimbestiga. Hindi natin alam yung facts. Sino ba talaga ang naglagay? Bakit nangyayari ito? Where is the failure of command? Walang nag-iimbestiga eh. Ang ginagawa lang, tinuturo, sinisisi kung sino-sino. Imbag daw kasi hindi nala. Kasi daw, yan lang ang batas. Hindi naman ang batas ginawa para pabayaan ang mga taong mag-plant ng bala sa bagahe ng isang OFW. Ang batas ay linagay para hindi tayo nagdadala ng ammunition sa ating bagahe sa eroplano. That is that. Isang bala, anong gagawin ng isang bala? Ibig sabihin, mapapatrobol lang yung tao. Yun lang, that's the whole purpose of what they're doing. Isipin ninyo ang isang katulong sa kasambahay sa Singapore, sa Dubai, sa Hong Kong. Anong kinalaman niya mga yan sa bala?
Anting-anting daw, sir.
Hindi naman ako makapaniwala. Alam naman nila na napaka-stricto sa airport. Anything to do with ammunition, with firearms, with explosives. Ang daming nakalagay dyan. Alam nila lahat yan eh. Alam nila lahat yan. Hindi nila gagawin yun eh. Naman nila. Ang OFW, ang ingat na ingat sa kanilang trabaho. Dahil yan na nga lang ang kanilang makuhang trabaho. Hindi nila i-risk lahat yun para lamang na magdala ng anting-anting. Diba?
So may proposal na i-decriminalize yung pagdadala ng 1 to 3 bullets. Do you support that, sir?
No, I don't support it at all. I think the law is fine. The problem is not in the law. The problem are in the people who are doing this and their bosses who are allowing them to do it. Let us be, para naman tayong naglalaro dito. Maliwanag, hindi nila dapat gawin yan. Bakit nyo sinisisi yung batas? Ang sisihin ninyo yung gumagawa at yung pumapayag na gawin nila. Yan ang sisihin natin. Hanapin natin kung sino sila, parusahan natin sila, at sabihin natin, huwag nang mauulit ito.
Blown out of proportion daw, sabi ni...
Kahit isa ang gumawa niyan, kahit isa, kahit minsan lang ginawa, problema na yan.
Saka sinisipay ni...
You cannot blow out of proportion an instance where an airport worker puts bullets in an OFW's luggage. Kahit minsan pa lang ginawa, problema na. You cannot blow that out of proportion. That is an egregious violation of everything, of the trust that is put with them. Wag nilang dinadala yung problema sa ibang tao. Yung problema nasa kanila.
Sir, kung may tanim bala sa NAIA, sinasabi may tanim baril naman sa Nubilibid Prison kasi Santa Terba mga baril yun na. So, indication na naman ito ng pagpak na...
Tignan mo, yung bala, yung ganyan-ganyan kaliliit na bala, nakikita. Pero yung armory, hindi nakikita. Nasa loob ng prison. Ano na ba nangyayari dito sa atin? These are the problems. That is why Senator Miriam and I are in agreement, this is the problem that the next administration will have to face. And the problem is simple, is that we have to be transparent, we have to be accountable, and at the very least, the people that we put in government understand what their job is and are competent to perform the job. That is what I think the problem is now.
Walang pwede rin kang matweet.
I don't know what this has to do with the matuwid. Hindi matuwid ba itong papatakbo na ganito? Matuwid ba ang ang ganitong, hindi ko masasabing matuwid 'yan. I don't know if that is what they're referring to pag ang matuwid, pero wala nang kasing mali at malaking pagkakamali na doon sa kanila na pinababayaan itong nangyayari.
Ano po ba nung may Apple nangyari mga laban?
I think merong mga kaso na if I remember correctly, merong nangyari noon pero hindi humihingi ng pera, binibigyan ng problema yung tao. I think kaaway niya in one thing or another. Oh. At saka ang plinant, hindi bala, baril. Kaya, na-arresto yung tao. Pero it turns out, planted talaga dahil may away sila. I vaguely remember there was a case like that.
Okay, from Sunshine TV.
Sir, yung UN, sir,
Yung?
United
sir,
Nations.
yung United Nations,
Oo nga.
nag-issue na po ng statement na
Winawarn
para sa mga
yan.
staff nila. And then, APEC is coming next.
Baka si Barack Obama mahanapan nila ng bala.
Anong epekto nito, sir, considering na one of the issues to be discussed during the APEC is the security?
This is not a security issue. This is not a security issue. This is an issue of management, an issue of victimizing, violating the law. It is not a security issue. I think everybody who travels in any kind of, in any way, domestically or internationally, alam nilang hindi magdadala sila ng baril, hindi sila magdadala ng paputok, hindi sila magdadala ng bala. Alam naman namin lahat yan na nagbabiyahe, na sumasakay ng eroplano. So in my view, it is not a security issue. It is an issue of management. It is an issue of command and control, or lack of it.
Sir, before Cynthia, from Tina Mendez of Philippine Star. Sir, initial batch ng DNA test ni Senator Juan nag-negative o hindi nag-match.
Oo nga,
Gusto niyo daw tumulong sa paghahanap ng relatives ni Senator Juan.
Sure, pa-DNA ako. Walang problema.
Are you
Wala.
serious, sir?
I don't see but I don't see how that will help her. But if that's what if it will, why not?
So, willing ka, sir, na magpa-DNA test?
Wala naman makikita sa DNA test. Anak ako ng tatay ko, tsaka ng nanay ko.
Sir, paano kung lumitaw na half-sister kayo ni Senator? Kung sasabihin niyo ba sa kanya?
Welcome to the family.
Sir, tatanungin niyo ba sa Senator po, alin ang mas matimbang, half-brother o kaibigan? Kasi pareho ko yung vice presidential candidate ni Senator G.
Nasa sa kanya na yun. hindi ko masasagot yun para sa kanya. You'll have to ask her about that.
Hindi niyo ba sasabihin sa kanya na blood is thicker than water?
Baka kung nagkataon. But we'll come to that. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Magpo-volunteer ka, sir.
DNA test, clone ka lang daw naman.
Ha?
Clone ka lang.
Kung clone, pareho yung DNA. O, dilusot pa rin.
Okay, may follow-up, Athena. May follow-up ka yung kay JPE. Commitment.
Well, siyempre, nagpakita na siya ng suporta, at saka nagpakita na siya na siya'y, again, supportive dun sa aking kandidatura. At palagay ko, galing isang Ilocano siya na galing Cagayan. So, siguro, makakatulong siya dun sa probinsya niya at sa mga iba't ibang lugar na meron siyang mga kaibigan at meron siyang mga supporter. Baka yan ay mailalapit na dun sa kandidatura ko. So, it is a general expression of support, and I expect as we get closer to the election at saka habang nasa campaign period na tayo, ang mangyayari ay magiging detalyado ang kung paano sino mga tao na nandun, sino ang mga pwedeng gamitin, sino ang pwedeng tumulong. We will get down to those details. Dahil if there's some, yan ang siguro isa sa sanay na sanay sa eleksyon, si JP, kaya alam na niya ang kailangan gawin. So we will again have to coordinate and figure out the details, especially in his area. It never really came up. But no, hindi namin napapag-usapan yan.
Hindi ka ba discourage ni JP dun sa pagiging running mate?
Hindi naman. Pinaalala niya sa akin that he has he has experience with Senator Miriam that he did not enjoy. But that is all. That is all. Sinabi lang niya na, alam naman yung relationship namin, it's been difficult. Yun lang.
So may commitment na, sir, kasi ang sabi ng iba, baka turn between you and Senator Gringo Honasan, si JP, dahil tatay-tatayan ni Senator Honasan si JP.
Well, tao niya si Senator Greg for a very long time. So I'm sure he will know how to treat his myself and Sen Greg fairly. I think whatever formula or solution that he comes up with, sa palagay ko, he will be fair. He is I am confident of.
Okay, Tina. The former president.
What about my father's brother? Hindi, wala. Parang wala sa radar, malayo sa. Hindi, that's not something that we have discussed. We are focusing very clearly on the upcoming election. Siguro babalik-balikan namin, our positions don't change, but it's not something that we are actively pursuing.
Sir, ang advantage niyo among the vice presidential, meron kami solid north. So, how many votes are we talking kapag sinabing solid north?
Well, it depends kung paano calculation. If you look at the Ilocano speaking in the north of Luzon, the Ilocano speaking areas, you could say approaching maybe 3 something.
Million.
Pagka pinagsama-sama mo lahat ng Ilocano, hindi lamang sa norte, kung hindi sa buong Pilipinas, almost 6 ang botante na Ilocano. Ngayon, whether or not yung sinasabing solid north, it's not something we can assume. So, kailangan pa rin although very very encouraging naman ang mga nagiging usapan namin sa ating mga kaibigan na maibuo ulit at mapakita ulit na meron talagang solid north. I think we will be able to manage that in this election.
So according to COMELEC, approved na in principles yung mall voting, yung voting sa mga mall. Wala ka bang concern doon?
I don't know if that's allowable. It's very questionable as to whether or not you can set up precincts in a mall. Anong sasabi? Isasara mo yung mall. Kasi hindi naman pwedeng pasok-labas yung shopper dun sa presinto. The logistical and practical arrangements are to me a little bit difficult. I don't see why we have to do that. Meron maliwanag nakalagay school building. Sa eskwelahan ang ginagawa. So bakit natin kailangan palitan? Hindi naman nagkakaproblema yung paglagay ng presinto sa mga eskwelahan. Bakit natin babaguhin? And again, what are you going to do? Kailangan mo isara yung mall na yun at ang walang gagawin yun kung hindi maging presinto. I don't know why we have to do that.
Sir, concern ng iba, paano daw kung may ini-endorse yung kandidato yung may-ari ng mall?
Isa pa yun. Anong sasabihin natin, lahat ng tindahan dun sa mall, may poster ng kanyang kandidato. Sasabihin, hindi, private, ako may-ari ng tindahan na ito, yan ang kandidato ko, hindi ilalagay ko yan. You can't stop that. It's just too complicated. I don't see why we need to do it. I don't see the point.
Okay, Nina.
Yung vice president or president.
gagawin? At meron bang positive sides na?
But, you know, hindi ganun magtakbo ng, yung takbo ng isip ko eh. Na, ito yung ginawa ng tatay ko, yan ang ginawa ng hindi niya ginawa. Tinitignan ko ano yung problema ngayon. Paano natin naayusin? Kung ginawa man niya, hindi niya ginawa, that really doesn't come into it. Well, ibang mundo ngayon eh. The solutions that we find for the problems that we face must be different. The problems that we face may be the same, but the solutions will have to be different because we live in a different world, under a different political system, under a different global system, economic system especially. Kaya it serves there's no purpose trying to compare or trying to. Of course, we learn what lessons we can from the past, but again, you must look at the problems of today in the light of today, not what happened 40 years ago.
Sir, nothing to learn from history. Nothing to learn
From the history.
From?
history.
Nothing learned.
During that time.
My God, there's so much to learn in all the history. In not only in that history, the history before that, the history since that. Of course, anong kasabihan? Those who do not learn from history are damned to repeat it. And we do not want that. The whole point na nga is to move forward. And that's why you address the problems that exist today with the available solutions that you have today. Not what happened 2 generations ago.
Okay? Okay, about Yolanda, sir, kasi on
Yeah.
November 8, 2 years na simula nung mangyari yung Super Typhoon Yolanda. Are you satisfied dun sa kung
Good.
paano in-implement yung government yung rehabilitation program?
Well, first of all, hindi ini-implement yung master plan ni Secretary Ping Lacson. Dahil nakikita natin, first of all, ang pondo na dumating sa Pilipinas na galing sa ating mga kapwa Pilipino sa abroad, sa mga relief agencies, international relief aid agencies, ay hanggang ngayon hindi pa natin nakikita kung gaano kalaki ang dumating sa Pilipinas at saan napunta yung perang yan. Pangalawa, kung we will take it naman from the other side, kung ano ang natapos na. Ang estimate pagkatapos ng Yolanda ay ang pangangailangan ay 150,000 dwellings or houses. 150,000 units. O 10,000 pa lang ang naitatayo. So malayo pa tayo. Yung livelihood programs na ipinangako ng gobyerno kahit hanggang ngayon wala pa tayong nakikita. Kahit sa pagpatayo ng bahay, hindi pa nakukumpleto ang trabaho. Yung sa private side, mabilis sila gumalaw. At nangako sila na magpapatayo sila ng bahay, pinatayo naman nila kagad. But on the government side, medyo mabagal. Dahil halimbawa, yung water supply, yung kuryente, yung mga kalsada, ay hindi pa nila linalagay. Ayan ang dapat gawin ng pamahalaan.
Sir, according to COA, maraming pondo yung Office of Civil Defense na hindi nila ginamit for Yolanda victims. Ano bang liability ng agency na hindi nila ginamit yung pondo na intended for the victims of that?
Tinatanong nga natin, pero hanggang ngayon wala naman tayong naririnig na sagot. Parang okay lang sa kanila na hindi nila kailangan i-explain yung kanilang kakulangan, yung kanilang kabagalan. Naaawa lang ako sa mga hanggang ngayon, magdadalawang taon na, nakakaawa makita na wala pa naman sila natatanggap na tulong. At itong tulong ay hindi nila hiningi. Itong tulong na inaasahan nila ay ipinangako sa kanila ng gobyerno. Bakit pa nila pinangako? Wala namang ginawa.
Sir, according to DSWD Secretary Cely Bueno, yung mga government and foreign donations directed o binigay sa UN agencies such as the World Food Program, UNICEF, and Habitat?
No. Maraming donation ang pinadala, ang tumanggap, halimbawa from our OFWs. Tinanggap ng DFA, pinasa sa DSWD. I remember very clearly nung panahon ng Yolanda na sinasabi ng DSWD at DILG, lahat ng relief goods ay dadaan sa kanila. So silang may responsibilidad para i-release. Kaya nakakalungkot na makita may nahahanap ng mga bulok na relief goods dahil hindi na i-release. Meron nahahanap ng mga expired na mga gamot dahil hindi na re-release. Anong nangyayari? Bakit ayaw nilang tulungan ng mga naghihirap? Hindi ano bang problema? Halimbawa may isang warehouse ng gamot. Ba't di niyo isakay sa barko yan? Idalhin niyo dun sa areas na what's stopping them from doing that? Isakay niyo sa truck. Dalhin niyo sa Region 8, dalhin niyo sa Region 7. I don't know what the DSWD is perfectly content to be silent, and they don't feel any responsibility to explain why 2 years after Yolanda, with all the assistance that was provided, hindi lamang locally kung hindi internationally, ay ganyan pa rin ang sitwasyon. We are talking about billions of pesos. And ano ang nagastos na ngayon. Tapos meron pang nahanap na ng COA na sinasabi nila maraming nawawalang pondo at hindi na makita kung saan napunta. Anong nangyayari dito? Ito naman siguro naman mag-agree naman tayong lahat na Pilipino na isang tabi na lahat ng issue at unahin natin tulungan ang ating mga kababayan na alam natin nangangailangan ng tulong.
So is there a need for congressional inquiry?
I think there is again a need for the congressional inquiry. We have inquired formally, we have inquired informally. We do not receive any answers from the DSWD or from any of the other agencies as to what is going on, what is the schedule, what has happened to the funds. Wala silang naisasagot. Just this general explanation na it's all going well, we are not responsible, but we find warehouses of goods that are sitting there na hindi naman ginagamit.
Okay, Pia.
I'm sorry, the first thing I would do to
For Yolanda, rehabilitation.
look exactly to see where we are. What did we receive? What have we done with it? How far along on the master plan for rehabilitation are we? Saan tayo nagkukulang? What do we need to do para i-accelerate ang proseso? It's as simple as that. It's just making the system better, making the process work faster, better, more efficiently. That's a general thing, by the way. That in my view, we do not need to in the immediate aftermath of the election. You do not need to institute anything new. Just make what is expected by the people of government function better. Provide the services, provide the relief, provide the assistance that people are in need of. We are so far napakahina ng gobyerno sa ganun. Paano ang kailangan natin tingnan, paano natin aayusin, paano natin pagagandahin.
So sa kaso ng Tacloban, may politika ba doon? Di ba naalala ko naman nagsabi na the problem is you are Romualdez and then the president is an
Yes, that was that was one of the worst moments actually in the aftermath of the storm. Dahil parang hindi kami makapaniwala na naging issue yun. Pagka merong mga nasalanta, marami nang namatay, maraming nangangailangan ng tulong at pag-uusapan pa yan. It made us all very worried and certainly very sad and perhaps a little angry as well.
So, sir, magpa-file kayo ng resolution to conduct Senate investigation or
if we do not receive any further explanation, information, siguro mapipilitan ako at kung sino man iba yan ang gagawin para pilitin sila na magpaliwanag sila kung asan na tayo. Just give, meron na ba tayong naririnig na status report? Okay, as of today, as of November 8, 2015, nasa na tayo? Nasa na tayo? Ilan na ang bahay na ipatayo? Ilan pa ang gagawin? Ano yung plano dito sa lahat yun? Yung sa livelihood, paano na? What have we instituted? What have we begun? And how long is it going to take? When will this happen? How much will it cost? Where are we getting the money? Where is the money? All of those things need to be clarified because clearly the process is far too slow.
Okay. Other issue na, sir, last issue about the Bangsamoro Basic
Oh.
Law. According to Senate Minority Leader Juan Ponce Enrique, he studied the proposed bill thoroughly and then marami siyang nakita na questionable, unconstitutional, makapal yung papel na hawak niya. So, do you think makakapasa pa itong BBL dito sa Senate, sir?
Well, I don't see why not. Kasi ang proseso ganyan talaga. Questionin niya. Nagsimula yung kanyang interpolation kahapon ng gabi. At mukhang magiging mahabang ang interpolation ni Senator Enrile dahil kagaya ng sabi niya, habang siya'y nakadetain, pinag-aaralan niya na mabuti itong issue ng BBL at marami siyang tanong. At siguro, ang magiging resulta ng mga tanong na yon ay marami siyang isuggest na amendments. So, kung talagang ang usapan naman namin ng lahat ng senador, huwag na natin ipolitika ito. Basta gawin natin lahat ang maaari natin gawin para meron tayong magandang batas na magdadala ng kapayapaan sa Muslim Mindanao, sa wakas. Yan ang hangarin namin lahat. At we go through the process to achieve that. Kaya natin ginagawa yan.
So, hindi ba talagang inayos niyo na gusto kaya ang version ng Senate ay yung BAR, Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. So, doon pa rin, marami pa rin nakitang questionable sa JPE?
Marami siyang tanong. I don't know kung kahapon, meron na kaming Quranic studies doon sa aming diskusyon at nagtatanong siya tungkol what is the implication of some of the passages in the Quran when it comes to the application of the law in the future, how will it be interpreted when we are all dead and gone and the next generations, not even one generation, the next generations, how will they interpret the law that we have written, and will it achieve what we had hoped? It was a very lawyerly examination of the bill, and I look forward to more of the same as his interpolation continues. So, to answer your question, mapapasa pa, bakit hindi? Kung maganda ang maging version ng Senado, bakit hindi?
But you have limited time, sir.
The time issue is a limiting factor. Because we are scheduled, meron tayong 1 week ng APEC, tapos we are scheduled to receive the budget next week. Pag budget, hindi natin ginagawa, wala na tayong ibang ginagawang trabaho, kundi tapusin yung budget. So we are coming up to the end of session for this year. There is a very short session at the beginning of next year. So yun na lang ang natitirang oras. There's another session just before the end of the term. So maybe may hahabol pa in that. But the implications as to the reorganization of ARM and the reorganization of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, that will all have to wait until the process in the Congress is finished. If you note, in the House of Representatives, hindi na dinideliberate yung BBL sa ngayon.
Sir, I heard that Senator Miriam Santiago is also asking na makapag-interpolate. Is that true?
She has registered her desire to interpolate. At some point, I think she was asking to be allowed to interpolate next week.
Magigibay po ba si JPE?
You'll have to ask him. You'll have to ask him.
Under Aquino administration.
It's very hard to say. We don't know. You know, for example, the budget usually natatapos yan in 2 weeks. But this is the election budget. So kailangan talagang pag-aralan na mabuti at saka natin kailangan tignan na mabuti. So baka tumagal more than 2 weeks. So it's the I do not know how long Senator Enrile's interpolation will take. I do not know how long Senator Miriam's will take. I do not know how long the last part of Senator Soto's interpolation is going to take. And if there are any other senators that would want to interpolate after that. Tapos yung period of amendments, again, if there are major amendments being proposed, kailangan debatihan yan. I again do not know how to take. It's just I find it very, very difficult to try and anticipate or to try and guess. Really, it would only be a guess how long it will take and if it will finish before this administration. Then we're armed. We go back to the old system, which is what we're doing now because makita mo yung mga assemblyman ng ARM, nag-file na sila bilang assemblyman sa ARM.
Ruel and then Eston.
Sir, sa preparation kahapon ng JPE, parang sablay na agad tayo dun sa title pa lang.
Oo.
Malay word,
Oo. Tatlong kalahating oras namin pinag-usapan yung salitang bangsa.
and the moro.
And the moro.
Maganda ang ibig sabihin para sa bangsa.
So, abuti kayo ni Santong ba?
Hindi naman siguro, pero
Paano nyo iayusin yun?
nagtatanong siya. I'm sure magpo-propose siya ng amendment. Marami siyang puntos. Sinasabi, bakit natin ginagamit yung salitang bangsa? Bakit natin ginagamit yung salitang moro? Article 1 pa lang yun. Section 1 pa lang yun. Pero, these are valid, but yung mga tinatanong niya, valid questions naman yan, kailangan sagutin.
So, in every section daw, may proposed amendments si JPE according to him.
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. He's a very he is well recognized to be to have a very fine legal mind. So I am not in the least bit surprised that he has many questions and that he is making certain that there are no gaps, there are no shortcomings, there is no misinterpretation dun sa magiging final version ng batas. So that is precisely the legislative process and that is what we are undergoing now.
Sir, from Tinamid Des, yung revival ng hearing about SAM 44, sa plenary na lang ba o balik ito sa committee?
Ang status kasi ng mamasapan ng report ay hindi pa na-report out. Hindi pa na-approve hindi pa na-file ang committee report sa secretariat, sa plenary. So hindi pa na-interpolate. So ang plano yata ni Senator Enrile is to go back and to open the committee to ask questions on the testimony, the facts, the narrative of those who came before the committee when we were trying to find out what happened in Mama Sapano.
So, may oras pa ba yun, sir? Para dun?
We will have to make time dahil kung although we have the Mama Sapano, the investigation in the Senate is essentially over. Senator Enrile was not able to participate, and so he is just invoking his right to ask those questions that he wants to ask. So whether or not we have enough time, it is something that he feels is important, and he clearly feels strongly about it. So again, we will make the time.
May bago akong makalimutan, sir. Since nag-file kayo as independent candidate, is Nationalista Party supporting your candidacy?
Let us say no, because that's precisely why I filed as no, in the sense that walang pinipili dahil tatlo nga kami sa nasyonalista. The nationalista leadership decided not to choose an official party, an official candidate. I'm sorry. Kaya kami lahat nag-file ng independent. I'm confident naman yung membro ng Nationalista Party kahit na the party is not yet has not officially chosen a candidate. I'm confident that the members of the party have chosen and will support me.
Eston.
Sir, since safe to say, malabo naman talagang may pasa yung BBM under
Aquino.
Aquino administration. Kasi meron pang transition period na 1 year yun.
Pero pag ang pinag-uusapan lang natin yung pagpasa. Ngayon, yung transition period, yung pagbuo ng gobyerno, yung iba na namang usapan niya.
So malabo na talaga.
Hindi sa malabo, yung pagpasa, baka kaya pang gawin. Pero talagang na-delay ng gusto yung pag-implement ng pagpatayo ng Bangsamoro Autonomous Region.
So since 50 days na lang before
50 days ba?
ano na priority ba natin? Budget o BBM?
Pagka nandyan ang budget.
Set aside muna.
Alam nyo naman, pagka nandyan ang budget, tatabi muna lahat ng ibang business para matapos yung budget. At saka yung budget, talagang pinapaspas yan. Hindi naman pinapaspas, pero lahat ng kailangan na oras, buong araw. Buong araw kami mag-hearing. So, morning and afternoon session. So, because of the importance. Kasi ayaw naman natin na mapunta na naman tayo sa matapos ang taon nang wala pa tayong budget.
Thank you very much, Senator Bongbong Marcos.
Maraming salamat. Maraming magandang tanghali sa inyong lahat. Thank you.